Hi everyone, and welcome to our second video in the series on how to install Gard Select decorative steel fence. My name is Joe, and in our previous video, I went through the basic steps to prepare you and your yard for fence installation. In this video, I'll be showing you how to set up the framework of your fence by installing the posts, hardware, and top rail of your Gard Select decorative steel fence. Because there are multiple steps, you may want to watch this video first before you continue your project. Then you can use it alongside our printed installation instructions as a reference while you work. So let's get started. Alright, now that we have the general layout of our fence, we can dig our terminal post holes. For ease of installation, Gard has designed all line and terminal posts to be the same size. Therefore, you will want all your post holes to be 22 inches deep and about 6 inches in diameter. Here's a tip. When digging near your home, to avoid structural damage or personal injury, you may want to use hand tools, such as this post hole digger. But for the rest of the holes, you may want to consider an auger, which can be rented or purchased. It will save you time and effort, and you will have more energy for the rest of the project. When all the terminal posts have been dug, we need to mark the ground line on the posts. Since all posts have been designed the same, to make things easier, lay all the posts on the ground, measuring 1 to 50 inches, and then marking them all. However, if you have uneven terrain or thick grass, you may want to mark your posts at 51 inches. For the gate to properly self-close, it is important that the gate posts are level. Test the gate for the desired height and adjust the posts as necessary. Now, set your terminal posts in the holes so that the ground line you marked previously will be at the same height as the ground. You may need to add gravel to achieve your desired height. Then, just set the posts in fast-setting concrete. As the concrete is setting, make sure that your ground lines are kept at the ground level. Also, with a carpenter's level, ensure that your posts remain plumb. Here's a tip. Make sure to crown the concrete so that the water runs away from your posts. Okay, now that the concrete surrounding the terminal post is hard, we can prepare the line post holes. Here's a tip. Stretch a mason line between the terminal posts. To do this, wrap the string around the top of the first terminal post in a horizontal fashion, then up and over the top of the post. This string will ensure that as you set your line posts, you will have a straight run and uniform height. Referencing the fence layout guide, mark the location where you will dig your line post holes. Now, just dig the holes and set the line posts using the same method as before, achieving the proper height with gravel and setting them in concrete. When the concrete has hardened enough for the posts to remain plumb, gently move the posts up or down in their footings to achieve a uniform height. The string we set up before will help with this. Also, ensure the posts are plumb with a carpenter's level. With the concrete set, we can begin to add our post hardware. Here's a tip. Make sure to wipe down your posts before you install your hardware. Starting with the end and gate posts, slide on one tension band. On corner posts, slide on 2 bands perpendicular to one another. Then attach the post cap. A rubber mallet will help with this. Next, we're going to connect our rail connector cup. The swivel end allows it to adapt to various terrains. Remove the rail connector cup from the rail connector base. Similar to the tension bands, we will install 1 base per end and gate posts, and 2 perpendicular to each other on corner posts. Here's a tip. In order to prevent the rail connector base from moving during installation, it is a good idea to pre-drill the holes on the post before installing. Now, attach the rail connector cup to the rail connector base with the supplied washer and nut. Next, on gate end posts, attach 3 panel to post brackets with the supplied screws. On corner posts, attach 6 brackets perpendicular to one another. Install the bracket 1 inch below the rail connector. Moving down another 20 inches from center to center, install the second bracket. Finally, move down another 20 inches center to center to install the third panel to post bracket. Make sure the flat side of your panel to post bracket faces out. With all the fittings installed, we can attach the top rail. Slide the first section of top rail into the rail connector cup. Note, it is important that the flat side of the top rail face out. Now, drilling from the curved side, fasten the rail connector cup to the top rail with the supplied self-tapping screw. Continue down your fence line, resting the top rails on the line posts. If needed, attach additional top rails with the top rail sleeves. Starting 3 inches into the final top rail sleeve, measure to the back of the rail connector cup. Then, mark your top rail to this measurement and cut to size. Here's a tip. Paint the cut edges of the top rail to prevent rust. When the paint is dry, slide one end of the top rail into the top rail sleeve. Then, detach the rail connector cup from the rail connector base and slide it onto the top rail. Drop down the rail and slide it into its final resting position. Remember to fasten the rail connector cup to the base with the included washer and nut. Finally, with the included self-tapping screws, secure all rail end cups and top rail sleeves to the top rail. However, wait until the fence panels are up before you install the top rails to the line posts. Our next steps will be to add the tension wire and fence panels to our framework, which we'll cover in our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.